Okay, so for today I'll be drawing a bunch of eyes in my sketchbook here, and I filled one page. And I started out with a unique looking eye, at least I think it is, a flower iris with a bunch of petals surrounding the eye. And I also made a bunch of other different kinds of eyes. I tried making them unique, maybe a puzzle piece eye, eyes that look like they're crying, and just testing different things out, practicing. But my main focus for today was to draw eyes in a lot of different perspectives because I don't draw eyes that often, but when I do, it's usually the same thing over and over again. So I tried doing different reflections on the iris, putting different details that I normally wouldn't. So I think I succeeded pretty well in that endeavor, and as you can see later on, I did draw the eyes in a 3/4 perspective, in a more fisheye perspective, and some that are facing up, looking at the sky. So that's what I've gotten into. And there's a lot to learn. There is so much that I need to learn about the eye and drawing, different techniques. But I have the basics down, right? I can draw a fairly realistic looking eye, but these ones are more just not cartoonish, but a cross between cartoon and realism. I really want to make a unique looking eye. You can see that here they almost look like anime eyes, some of them, but other ones look more classical, maybe something you would see in a Leonardo da Vinci sketchbook. So you have a bunch of styles you can see in these eyes, I think, and they're all combined together into my style, which is, I don't know what to call it, retro-futurism. That's maybe what I would go for. Cyberpunk, post-futuristic, neo-cyberpunk, I think that's what I'll call it. So that's my style, and we enjoy drawing these eyes here in the Art Monarch studio. I've been working on some different things. I have been drawing some hands and different parts of the human body. And I usually don't draw those things by themselves because I'm more focused on drawing landscapes, like huge machines, and so just drawing one thing is not something I usually tend to do. But here we're doing that today, and we're practicing, we're getting better, and each day, that's all that matters, is just doing a little sketch, quick, simple, and then moving on to the next day. You'll notice that I drew a lot of tiny eyes, and that's because I wanted to give myself more room on the page to draw more. And obviously, if I make big eyes, it's going to not be great if I mess up with one. It's much easier to draw eyes on a tiny scale because it's less stressful and it's a lot quicker than drawing big eyes. So I did notice that I forgot to draw a lot of eyebrows. I drew eyelashes, but I didn't really put eyebrows on any of these eyes. So we'll do that next time, okay? I guess we're just going to have to go eyebrowless today. But that's just how it is sometimes. Sometimes you accidentally shave your eyebrows, and it's not a good thing. I haven't shaved my eyebrows ever, actually. Personally, I like the thick, bushy eyebrow look. I have pretty thick eyebrows myself and bright green eyes, so it's an interesting look. But these drawings here were pretty good, these sketches. I like the alien eyes that I drew later on the bottom of the page here, where you have this weird substance swishing and moving around in the eye. It looks like some kind of alien eye, basically. And it's a little creepy, honestly. The being able to move your iris or have different things in your eye that can move, that's kind of creepy to me. But it looks cool at the same time. I find it easier to draw eyes when I'm imagining the skull behind the face, because you can imagine the bumps, the ridges of the eyebrow while you're drawing the eye inside of the socket. And personally, this is a technique that I use for drawing anything, really. If I'm drawing an animal or a car, I imagine the interior of the object and then slowly work my way outside of the thing that I'm drawing. And, let's say I'm drawing a bear, a tiger, and I'm going to start out with the inside, the skeleton, and then imagine drawing all of the shapes on the outside of the skeleton as I go along. Although I don't really draw animals that much, I'll be honest. But when I do start drawing animals, that's how I'm going to go about it. I feel like that's something that Kim Jong-gi does. Kim Jong-gi, the artist. He would imagine the inside, the basic blocks, building blocks of what he's drawing, and then do the medium shapes on the outside, and then last do the details. In my head, I imagine it almost as if I'm watching a plant grow. You have this small little circle or dot, and it expands out into this object that you're drawing. If you're drawing an animal or a bird, you start out from the skeleton, the inside, and then go outward. It's similar to when I'm making abstract drawings. I start out with a stippling dot and then slowly work my way towards the outsides of the page, swirling lines abstractly like that. And so when I'm drawing more real things like eyes, that's what I imagine, the inside, what's behind the eye. So that's a little technique I use when I'm drawing eyes or faces. I imagine the skull and then draw the skin layered on top of it. Sounds kind of weird, but that's what I do when I'm drawing. Especially when making machines, I'm imagining the parts inside. Okay, how does this work? Does this rotate? What does this part do? But anyways, I like the eyes that look like aliens. Those are probably the best ones on here. And there's also some more female alien eyes with long eyelashes. Face alien makeup? I'm not sure. Do aliens wear makeup? Probably. I don't know. That's all here for today in the Art Monarch Studio. I did use a brown Micron pen here. As you can see, it's a little bit faded looking. It's not a black ink. But I'll probably go back to using a black Pigma Micron tomorrow or the next day. Hope you enjoyed. Maybe you learned a technique or two. Goodbye.